Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy, and this is going to be about your SmackDown, NXT, and I did not see any results from your superstars from the SmackDown version, so I guess there's only going to be 2 matches for this week's show. After last night's Raw Super Show in Cleveland, John Cena defeated CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio in a 3-way dance to retain the WWE title. Cena got the pin on Del Rio after an attitude adjustment. Cena and Punk had a stare down after the match before Punk raised Cena's hand and they posed for the fans and signed autographs to close the show. And I'm going to give another report. Doug Batista was at last night's show, and I read his results from the Raw. So I'm going to give his little statement that he mentioned about the dark match as well. The dark match main event. And John Cena defeated Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk in a triple threat to retain the WWE Championship. Cena hit the attitude adjustment on Del Rio and pinned him. And that's all he said. Happy birthday goes out to WWE producer Arn Anderson, aka real name Marty Lundy, or Lund. Turned 53 years old today. He was born September 20th, 1958. Anderson continues to work behind the scenes in WWE as a producer / agent. I find it absurd that he has not been inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame by now. Here's hoping that things will change in the near future. For what it's worth, Mick Foley teased on Twitter during Raw last night that he would be at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in New Orleans. And he's commented on some other statements as well. He wrote, maybe I'll show Jackman how it's done when I show up as a secret guest ref in a Hell in a Cell right there in New Orleans, Louisiana. Well, then Foley retreated his little statement. He acknowledged that he could have started some rumors. Oops, quote. Pulled a wiener there. That was supposed to be a DM, direct message to, at Michael Cole. Just completely ignore my last message. Thanks for a fun Raw, everyone. Started 5 new rumors from that. Well, WWE was recently approved for 2 tax credits from the state of New Jersey for the 2009 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that was held in Newark, New Jersey. Alright, Larry Parson also attended Monday Night's Raw in Cleveland, and he also sent the dark match main event. John Cena defeated Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk in a triple threat to retain the championship. At the beginning, Punk and Cena took turns doing old wrestler moves. Punk did Dusty Rhodes' elbow and Earthquake's running butt drop. Doesn't remember what that was exactly called. And Cena did a move I didn't even recognize, and then did Yokozuna's stink face in the corner. But get this, it's not Yokozuna's, fella. It's Rikishi's stink face. It was Yokozuna that also did the butt drop, by the way. Okay, Punk threw Del Rio in, and then Cena and Punk fought. Del Rio came back in and got beat up some more. Dodges Punk's knee in the corner to let Punk fall outside. Cena hit the 5 moves of doom and won. After the match was over, Cena and Punk celebrated in the ring, raising each other's hands and pandered to the crowd while their music went back and forth. Okay, WWE has removed Edge from tonight's SmackDown. Results for the taping in Dayton, Ohio for this Friday. Edge had been listed on the arena website for a special appearance on the show until recently. I'm sure that there will be some disappointed fans in Dayton, and his appearance motivated them to buy tickets. Well, Sin Cara vs. Sin Cara is being advertised for the WWE SmackDown tapings in Mexico City, Mexico on October 16th, so look forward to that. And I will be giving you a little, if you don't know the difference between the two Sin Caras, one has a scar on his belly, and that's Hunico. And I will give you a little bit more detail when I get done with this report. By that time, it'll be there. Okay, WWE removed Edge from the advertising for tonight's SmackDown taping in Ohio. Edge had been listed on the arena website for a special appearance on the show until recently. I'm sure there will be some disappointed fans. Fans in attendance at tonight's SmackDown tapings in Dayton, Ohio have sent word that the entire side of the arena that the WWE camera are shooting from is completely tarped off. All the fans are sitting on the side opposite of the camera, just to make it look more fuller. This is the second SmackDown taping in recent weeks that have suffered from very poor attendance. Last night's Raw Super Show had only 23 minutes and 41 seconds of in-ring wrestling action. Down for the previous week, of course. World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry was reportedly very upset at Raw last night because he actually injured Jerry Lawler in that little segment where he put him through the announcer's table that did not break. And I'll give you some more news on that in just a few minutes. Hornswoggle is asking fans to help him get on the Halloween edition of the WWE Raw, where the Muppets will be appearing. He wrote, quote, "If I were to be at the Halloween Raw at Muppet Studio, it would be a total dream come true. Make it happen, WWE Universe. Pound Swoggle at Muppets Raw." Unquote. And here's what I'm talking about this Sin Cara. The new Sin Cara, Hunico, was the second Sin Cara to come out on Raw last night. You can tell the two apart because original Sin Cara, Mystico, has the blonde hair sticking out from under his mask, while the new Sin Cara has a scar on his stomach. One of the reasons WWE is doing the Sin Cara vs. Sin Cara feud is because of Rey Mysterio's out with an injury, and they want to do something big around the Lucha mask for WrestleMania 28 next year in Miami. As noted in the past, WWE has expressed interest in breaking the Guinness World Record for the most masks in one place, and are looking to do it at WrestleMania. I don't even know how many masks there would be. So I guess when you buy a ticket, you might get a free mask, just to see if they can break the world's record. Somebody look it up, comment me back on it, and see what it is. Okay. Like I was just saying, WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler suffered an undisclosed injury during the Raw angle with Mark Henry. He was quoted by "I'm with the King." JR was quoted by saying, "I'm with the King and he's hurting." Unquote. JR wrote on his Twitter page, quote, "Announce table unforgiving. Not sure how he's going to be. Jerry's hurting for real." Unquote. Follow Ross on Twitter at twitter.com/JR'sBarbecue. I assume that this is a legit based on the last sentence, as Ross usually doesn't play up the injury angles on his website or Twitter account. Either way, while we enjoyed the angle, WWE officials have to start asking themselves some serious questions about using aging wrestlers or retired wrestlers in this manner, just as TNA does. JR provided us an update on fellow WWE Hall of Famer today, Jerry Lawler's health, Quote, I'll respect his privacy, but don't expect to see him in KC for Raw next week, unquote. Ross wrote, quote, I hope I'm wrong. He's going to be sore for days, unquote. Ross, again, follow Ross on twitter.com, JR's Barbecue. I can confirm reports that Lawler's injury was due to the announcer's table that Mark Henry slammed him through not being gimmicked properly. Yes, these tables are gimmicked to fall. Take the monitors off and they should fall. Well, this one didn't, as I described the incident last night whenever I did the Raw results. Basically, it was where you put them on the table. Well, the table just dropped. The top of the table dropped, like the front just was bent up and bent over it. Okay, what else is that he said? The table was supposed to be set up so that it would collapse easier, but that didn't happen for whatever reason. Given the nature of the angle, WWE really should keep him off television for at least a week to sell the injury, regardless of how he's feeling. Either way, here's wishing him a quick recovery. The People's Edition of WWE 12 is now available for pre-order. The Special Collector's Edition with The Rock is going for $69.99 and includes free shipping to the U.S. and Canada residents. Alright, now for your dark match before tonight's WWE tapings in Dayton, Ohio. Saw Trent Beretta get a win over former or current FCW champion Leo Kruger. Kruger, like I said, is developmental talent and current FCW champion. 6'1", weighs 205 pounds, and he's another star from South Africa. And now for your NXT results. As it was recorded earlier in Dayton, Ohio, the opening video aired and Jack Corpella and William Regal checked in on commentary. Percy Watson's music hit, and he came to the ring in a suit. The ring was set up with leather chairs. They gave the Stooge a show. Unreal. Percy introduced Titus O'Neil and finally had his own music. Titus said it had been 29 weeks of NXT. Thanks for that, Titus. They put each other over, and Titus said he needed to win this season. And then Percy should get a shot at the WWE tag titles. Okay. JTG's music hit, and he and Darren Young came to the ring. The two teams jawed. Yak, 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 yak. Obviously unscripted, and then the heels tried to attack. Well, the babyfaces knocked the heels to the floor and stared off. And they had a commercial, back for commercial. God, that was awful. Lots of mumbling and very little said that was clear. Other than pointing out that this shit has been going on for 30 weeks. And your first match, AJ defeated Maxine at 5 minutes 21 seconds. AJ hit a quick drop kick, but Maxine powered AJ into a backbreaker for 2. Maxine hooked a stump puller, which is Boston Crab with foot on the head. And the crowd was impressed. Maxine continued her big man offense until the internet stream locked up. Not sure if it was me or the WWE. When it came back, AJ hit Shining Wizard out of nowhere for the pin and the win. I like AJ a lot, but Maxine is terrible. And the crowd reacted none to the Shining Wizard. And I'm talking super dead. I could hear the guy in the front row telling his wife he was at a funeral and she didn't and she believed it. That kind of dead. Raw Rebound was showing Hugh Jackman from Raw last night, coaching Zack Ryder to his victory. And Maxine was backstage and saw Hornswoggle with a love letter for AJ. She basically told Horny that Titus was tapping his girl while Horny was gone. Horny ran off. Maxine took a few more steps and found Derek Bateman talking to Tyson Kidd. They shoved Bateman and yelled at him for not being ringside. He said there was strategizing, and she berated him. Kidd left, and they made a boob joke, I think. Could have been a penis joke, I'm not entirely sure. She said they were close to breaking up, AJ and horny, and then she molested him on the wall. Commercial break. Well, that was something. I have no idea what's going on there, but I'm willing to bet Bateman goes babyface when Maxine turns on him. No, it doesn't make sense. That's what I picked. That's why I picked it. Match number 2, Yoshitatsu defeated Derek Bateman with Tyson Kidd by disqualification at 6 minutes 41 seconds. Yoshi hit a buzzsaw elbow and Bateman rolled to the floor. Yoshi followed and hit several chops, but Bateman hit an atomic drop into the post to take control. Bateman hooked an abdominal stretch, and he turned it into a backbreaker for 2. Yoshi battled back and hit his roundhouse kick. He covered, but Kidd jumped in and kicked Yoshi to cause a DQ. He beat up Yoshi and posed over him. Backstage, AJ was looking for Horny. Titus walked up and spoke with her. She said she was looking for Horny, but she was worried about the photos and whatnot. Titus told her that it was all garbage and they had to go find Horny so they could celebrate after he and Percy won their match. He gave her a hug and Horny walked up behind them. Titus walked off and Horny frowned at her. She tried to hug him, but Horny stopped her and asked her what's up with gestures. After being reminded this has been on for 30 weeks again, it's hard to be excited about anything on it. The match was okay, but nobody cares. The crowd isn't helping either. Dayton may be the only place less interested in NXT than my living room. And I'm kind of intrigued with the Hornswoggle AJ story. God help me. Match number 3, JTG and Darren Young defeated Titus O'Neil and Percy Watson in 11 minutes 30 seconds. Watson and Young started. Watson took early control. And then tagged in Titus, and Titus tossed Young all over the ring. Then closed on him over the rope. JTG makes the tag. And Titus slammed him. Commercial break. Back for commercial. Watson worked JTG. Well, JTG slid to the floor and yelled at Regal. Watson hit a drop kick through the ropes and rolled JTG in the ring. JTG distracted the ref and Young kicked Watson so the heels could take control. Titus got the hot tag and worked like his name was Cena. He took out JTG and Young, clipped him from behind. Young hit his finisher for the win. After the match, the Usos ran out and super kicked both heels. And then hit double splashes on both of them to end the show. A very athletic match. Either JTG has gotten better or Percy or Titus were telling lies for him tonight. Actually, I think JTG is one of those guys who looks great in a tag team, but not so much as a singles wrestler. Some guys are just like that. This show is never going to end. Why are they still talking about winning the show? We are all losers by its very existence. Too much BS. Melissa sent in the following SmackDown spoilers for tonight's taping in Dayton, Ohio from the Nutter Center. Dark match again with Trent Beretta defeating FCW Heavyweight Champion Leo Kruger. SmackDown airing this Friday. John Laurinaitis opens the show this week with the whole WWE roster. Laurinaitis talks about Triple H and introduces the new World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry. Triple H interrupts Henry's promo, but Triple H is interrupted by Christian, who wants his world title shot. Triple H announces Henry versus Christian in a lumberjack match for your main event. Winner will defend against Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell. Well, the first match was Sheamus defeating Heath Slater. Then they got a backstage segment with Great Khali and Christian. Christian is looking for help from the Lumberjacks tonight. Next match was Wade Barrett defeating Justin Gabriel in a good match. And then they showed Randy Orton, who was interviewed by Matt Striker. Randy says he will go through hell to get his title back. Well, next up was a Christian backstage looking for more help from the Lumberjacks. Ezekiel Jackson isn't trying to hear it. Beth Phoenix and Natalya in the next match defeated Caitlyn and AJ. Well, your next match was Cody Rhodes defeating Randy Orton by DQ. When Orton goes crazy and beats him bloody. Blood is pouring as Orton beats Cody with his mask. A chair and the ringside bell. Officials come down to clean Cody up before Orton puts him through the announcer's table with an RKO. Orton comes back down and RKO's Cody again before ending that segment. I'm not sure how it will come off on TV, but the crowd went from being shocked to loving it to back to being shocked. Orton was great and Cody bled like crazy. Backstage segment with Christian and Sheamus. Christian offers him a potato in return for helping him out in the lumberjack match tonight. Sheamus says potatoes are from Idaho, not Ireland, and spits it in Christian's face. Well, it's unknown whether it was a cooked potato or it was baked potato or a raw potato. So obviously he had to take a bite of it and spit it in his face. Okay. We'll see how it plays out on SmackDown. Okay. Next up was Great Khali defeating Jinder Mahal. Then you got Sin Cara defeated Daniel Bryan. I wonder which one this one is. Then the second Sin Cara came down, took out the first Sin Cara and stole the win. Wow. Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne beat the Usos in a solid tag team match. Another backstage segment with Christian looking for help. Zack Ryder doesn't have time to listen to him, and he gets a phone call from Hugh Jackman. And in your main event, World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry defeated Christian in a lumberjack match with the roster as Lumberjacks and the title on the line as well. Henry will go on to defend against Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell, and that ends the show and the taping. And let's see how it ends or shows on your SmackDown Friday.